At the end of this October, I was living alone in the remote Washington wilderness, battling wasp infestations and trying to install siding on the tool shed I call home before winter buries it in ice. I had a new novel being considered by publishers, but not much left in the bank account and not much to look forward to but another year of dust and toil out here in the American wastelands. 2 weeks later, I was sitting in a cafe in Cambridge, England, sipping a macchiato paid for by a large corporation as I prepared to head into the headquarters of a major video game studio to work on the story for a new game. What? I was first approached by this company just a couple months ago, a cold call out of nowhere from a staffer who just happened to like my books. I wrote them a little sample for their story, we had a few calls, they said, "You're the guy," and booked my flight a few days later. I had 2 weeks to process that my life was taking a radical left turn before I found myself above the clouds once again, but under very different circumstances. For almost 2 years, I've been living in complete isolation, lacking basic modern comforts, without any outside structure, no alarm clock, no schedule, my activities dictated by the rise and set of the sun and the rotation of the seasons. And suddenly, I'm on a plane. I'm in a cafe in another country. I'm in the office building of a large company, writing at a desk. I'm attending meetings, giving presentations, workshopping ideas, collaborating with a team, being a professional. Life has such bad writing. Major plot twists appear out of nowhere without any setup or foreshadowing. Stuff really just happens. As I write this today, I've just arrived back home in the wilderness after 3 weeks of jet-setting, big-braining, and fancy-manning. I am once again surrounded by the thick silence and vast open spaces, eating simple food and enjoying simple pleasures in my deep isolation. And yet, I'm now part of a major project. I have less than 2 months to sink into this life again before I fly back to England for more of that. This double life may continue for a long time, and I'm asking myself, who am I? How do I settle into an identity when reality never holds still long enough for an image to develop? For a few years, I was an author. I worked the literary circuit, did interviews about my books, made connections with readers over the worlds I created in my stories. Then that began to fade out from under me, and I found myself becoming a wilderness guy, sharing my dusty, sweaty antics as I struggled to build a new life from the ashes of my former career. If you're subscribed to this channel, you're probably here for the off-grid lifestyle shtick that's so hot these days, to watch a rugged individualist scrape out a living in the desert to escape the poison of society. So right now you may be asking, why are we looking at a cathedral? YouTube wants thematic consistency. Creators are supposed to pick a niche and stick with it if they want to gather an audience. There are hundreds of people milking this back to the land thing right now because it's something almost everyone craves on some level. We all know society is sick. We all know civilization is burning, often quite literally. The idea of escaping it and building your own world is incredibly enticing, even if most people will never be in a position to make it happen. So the internet is overrun with wannabe frontiersmen trying to live that wild life with varying degrees of authenticity, while also making a brand out of it. I am cringingly aware of my place in that stampede, and I know that there are many others doing it better, plunging more fully into the principles, abandoning more, owning less, being more self-sufficient. They probably carve their own buckets to shit in. But I'm not interested in competing with those people to be the off-griddiest of them all. I am not going to spend 2 years building a house by hand out of reclaimed packing peanuts, or spend every free moment learning 20 trades worth of craft skills so I can brew my own toothpaste and blow my own light bulbs. I have immense respect for people who go that far, but that lifestyle is all-consuming, and I have other interests. I have made choices to isolate myself from the world, but I am still fascinated with it. I still crave new experiences and new sensations in new places with new people. I still have the drive to explore, and that may be the Wild West Plains one week, an English cathedral the next. Opportunities appear, and I chase them wherever they lead. So I may never have a consistent theme for the things I share. My experiences don't form a coherent whole that I can package for the niche of the day. Whenever I think I know where I'm going, I miss a turn and swerve off the road and go thumping off into a field with fence wire hanging off the bumper and coffee splashing in my lap. So I'll say it up front. Outer Edge Outpost is not an off-grid channel. It's not a tiny house channel or a DIY channel or whatever other popular topics might stimulate the algorithm. It's just a weird life channel. Take it or leave it. I'm still eager to share the beauty, the solitude, the mysteries of these otherworldly planes. But the rustic dramas of the shed life may occasionally be interrupted by jarring incongruities like travel abroad, high-profile projects, maybe even having money, building a house, building a village, building a portal to another dimension. Nah, let's not jinx it. One sunrise at a time.